Hello, 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 and happy Monday. Welcome to Live Stream Impact. I am Julie Riley, and I am the social media manager here at StreamYard. And I am so excited that we have a fun guest today, somebody I've known for quite a few years, and I'm really excited about all of the things she's got going on. We're going to dive into that here in a minute. If you are watching on Facebook, make sure that you give even the Facebook community specifically, make sure that you give StreamYard permission to see your name. If you comment and you haven't clicked on that in the description, I won't know who you are. And so we want to know who we're chatting with and who we see. And we are going to also have a giveaway, so make sure you stick around to the end so we can have a chance to win a prize. It's going to be awesome. If you're watching the replay, use the hashtag replay in the comments when you're chatting with us, and that way I know to come back and respond to you, and I know that you're watching later. So with that, let's learn a little bit more about our amazing guest. Hello, Deb.
Julie, I am so excited to be here today. It's really good to see you because it's been a while. So yay.
It has been.
Live stream.
So let's kind of go through. So you are the goal setting expert, author of Your Goal Guide, a roadmap for setting, planning, and achieving your goals, and founder of the Deb Method. You help individual businesses figure out what they want and how to get it through one-on-one coaching, workshops, and online support. You're also the founder of the Right On online community, as well as the host of Goal Chat, Twitter Chat, and Goal Chat Live on Facebook, which is part of what we're going to talk about today and how you've kind of incorporated all that together.
Well, I am, as you know, all about the goals, and we know our community is everywhere. So I kind of have taken upon myself to be everywhere. So there you go.
I love it. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about you and some of your projects that you've got going on?
Okay, well, I'll just answer the question I get all the time, which is how did I become Goal Queen? And years ago, I did events for Barnes & Noble back when I lived in Chicago. And one day someone came in and said, will you start a writer support group? And for me, that meant goal setting and accountability. What are you working on? How can we support you? What are your goals for next time? So of course, never to be someone, I'm never going to ask someone to do something I'm not prepared to do myself. So I learned the value of goal setting and accountability myself. So my background is communications and project management. So over the years, the group has evolved, but that's really what started me on this. I moved to LA, restarted the group, which was live, and then became a hybrid. And Right On Online, which you mentioned, is my community, and it's now for writers, creatives, and entrepreneurs. But somewhere along the line, someone said, hey, Deb, you're good at this. Can I hire you to help me write my book, finish this project? A lot of people would come to me. They're like, I've been trying for years to get this done, but they couldn't quite get it together. Or will you speak at my conference? So that's really the evolution of how I came from events person at Barnes & Noble to goal expert. And I love it. I am the firm belief that everybody deserves to be happy in some, if not all, of their life. So let's say you like your job and maybe you want to do something on the side, or you don't like your job and you want to do something on the side, or you want to change your path. Well, change is very difficult, right? Mm-hmm. But when you have a roadmap, which is really what my system is and what my book is, it's really, when you have that plan, you can really turn anything into reality.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think people get stuck and they're like, well, that change is hard. So then they're just like, okay, well then it's too hard to make the change. And they sit there. And as you said, life is way too short to be miserable. You have got to go find what you love to do.
Well, yes. And the past year has been a challenge, and a lot of people have had it a lot worse than others, and some people have had it really better. But the thing that this last year of isolation, I think, has given is almost a gift. If you have a little extra time, take the time to figure out what you want. And the D in the Deb method, it stands for determine your mission. And that's really the basis of success. when you give yourself the gift of that time to figure out what it is you want, and whether it is your full-time gig or something that you start on the side, which could become at some point, it doesn't matter. But you need things that bring joy into your life, because it's going to make the rest of your life better.
Yeah. And I know for a lot of our viewers, we have those who this is their full-time job when they're doing something with their online streaming, or a lot of them, it's either a hobby or what they call a side hustle and want it to be that real career and that real path. And so that's really like an awesome way that, there's that roadmap now of how to take, you have this idea, you have this plan. Now let's map it out and make it happen.
Exactly. And I'll jump forwards and backwards. So the Deb method, I've been leading workshops and groups and coaching for years. And about 3 years ago, my primary communications client was going away. And I'm like, this is the opportunity. This is my chance to embrace change and jump fully into what I love. And fortunately, my name works really well with the system I've been using for years. And it's really on the principle, what we were talking about before, is when you know what you want, when you give yourself that time to figure it out, then you can turn it into reality. So, and I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but DEB stands for determine your mission, explore your options, brainstorm your path. And it's those 3 phases that are going to give you the groundwork you need to put a plan in place and create the life you want.
I love that. And that's so simple that you could take your name and make it this perfect analogy or an acronym, to spell out the DEB method.
It isn't that fortunate. And one of the things that I know, it's pretty awesome. So this workshop that I did, I'd say maybe 5 or 6 years ago, one of the women in the workshop who had since interviewed me, I think for a magazine or for a podcast, she has been using some of my principles for years. So the fact that I now teach it, it's the same framework. It's just using the initials, which everybody likes something short and snappy.
Yep.
And it works out really well for me. But it's really that the D, the mission, and you're talking side hustles. Even if this is your side hustle or if it's your full-time gig, there's always something else you can do to increase your reach, to build your business, to improve your visibility. But who has time? Well, no one. But if you make a plan and you map out the time, then everyone.
Yes. Yeah, it's the plan, and that strategy is the key component there of all of that, because I know so many people, oftentimes they'll get overwhelmed. They'll be like, well, but I've got to be here, and I've got to be here, and I've got to post here, and I've got to reach out to this person. And suddenly it's that overwhelming feeling of now I'm shut down because I don't even know where to start. You think about it like when you send your kids to clean up their messy room and they stand there and you come back in 30 minutes later and they haven't done anything. And you're like, well, why haven't you done anything? And they're like, I don't know. And you can just see this look of just paralyzation in their eyes. And this is a mom thing, I think, reaching out here, but, and they're just standing there, and it's probably because they don't even know where to start.
So. Well, and that's exactly why goals fail, is people overthink their goals or they underthink their goals. They're like, oh, shiny object. Oh, another shiny object, which, yes, it's a normal life thing, right? But it's not going to get you where you want to go. And the other challenge people face is they do things that they think they should do rather than things that they want to do. So in my book, I mapped it, or I broke it down into 4 goal paths. So it's the new job or career, start or build a business, become a known expert, and work-life balance. So yes, I managed to bucket every single goal on the planet into 4 categories. Yes, I was very, very proud of myself. But it's true. It's while you're building a business, what are some of those goals? Okay, I need to start a live show. I need more social visibility. I need to do an ebook. I need to create an opt-in. I need to do the options are endless, right? Yeah. Or I want to be an expert. Okay, you're an expert in what? Hone that in. And what does that mean to you? Do you write a book? Do you do webinars? Do you do a live show? Do you do Twitter chats? And sometimes it's all the above, but you put it into order. And I've got like a really good good trick for how to figure out what to do next as well. Because when you do the things that you're most passionate about, you're going to do them.
Yeah.
Don't do the things that other people think that you should do. You need to do what works for you, for the life that you want, that you are building towards. And that is the key.
I think that's perfect too, is do what works for you. Because what works for you is not going to work for the person next to you and the person next to them. And there may be overlapping pieces, and some may work for each other, but you have to find your path. And, it's okay to glance over and check out what everybody else is doing, but also don't get caught comparing your day 1 to somebody else's day 100.
I am so glad you said that. It's so true. And there's a really good social media analogy here too, because everybody says, I want my video to go viral. How do I do that? I mean, is that like not your favorite question you get? And the answer is, and so I do my goal setting simplify workshops. I also do social media goal. Basically, my system, you can layer on everything. But whenever I talk about networking or social media, I say, here's the rule of social media. There is no secret. There's only trial and error. And that's in a similar way with your goals. You do have to give certain paths time before you say, okay, this is not in alignment with me. But if you do the legwork, there's going to be less of a chance of you going down a wrong path.
Yeah, I love that. Definitely, Nicole. That is one of my favorite quotes out there, because I think it's easy for us all to do it, especially I have a lot of very, very close friends that are in the same industry as me, and we're all at different stages in our career. And so it's so easy to compare yourself and then to go back into your home at the end of the day, if you were at an office, or just to shut the computer down and to almost be depressed about it. And you have to learn not to be. So yeah.
Can I tell you something funny?
Yes, go for it. I like fun.
And I would say once a month, I have a conversation where someone says, Deb, you really need to do this for your business. And I'm like, I'll be like, okay, interesting. Thank you. And then and sometimes it's like, okay, this is something I considered, and I have to remind myself, okay, I did consider this, but it's not what I want. Yeah. So as I said before, I play by my rules. They work.
I love that. I'm so glad you said that too, because one of my very good friends, when Clubhouse first came out, she is an Android user anyways, but she has access to like an iPad, so she could get on Clubhouse. But everybody was just like, you have to be on Clubhouse. You have to go over to Clubhouse. And she goes, Clubhouse is not where my current goals are. My current business alignment is not over there. She's like, I may eventually go over there and do some things. And she has since, but she goes, right now, my goals are on video and are on my YouTube strategy. And why would I go spend time over here on something that is not aligned with what my current goals are? And
she gets a gold star.
I love that.
That is the behavior. And when you know that, you're in a much better position to make appropriate decisions for yourself. And so good for her. And I'm an Android without access to an iPad who said, and I was one of those people, what can I get? Should I get an iPad mini to be on Clubhouse? No, it's going to distract you from your plan. And I figure by the time I can get Clubhouse, maybe I will be able to incorporate it into, because why not be one more place?
Well, and I think it's great for those whose plan fits. But if it's going to distract you, it's not worth it.
And some distractions are good. Life distractions or shutting down on the weekend and spending time with your family. Those aren't distractions. Those are things that refuel you. So you also need, when looking at your big picture, think about the life you want. You can't get what you want unless you know what you want. So think about what that is and build a plan to turn that into reality. And you're going to have some component of work-life balance, no matter what your business goals are. Exactly. So do everything, but do it right for you.
So first, I want to say congratulations because I saw that your book has gone to a second print production.
Yes,
That's
thank you.
amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, my baby.
So where can people find your book at if they want to go pick it up?
Well, they can pick it up at their favorite bookstore. If you go to yourgoalguidebook.com, that will take you to Amazon.
Okay.
So you can get it from Amazon, Bookshop, wherever you like to buy your books. And when you have your copy of your goal guide, reach out and join the Your Goal Guide Facebook group. So that's so people can ask questions and share their journey.
That's perfect.
And it's
I
fun.
love that. I'm excited to get a copy of it for myself because, I mean, there's never any time to stop making goals. You should always be making new goals. So
absolutely. In goal setting, and I'm thrilled we're doing this in March because everybody and their brother and sister is, yes, goals, resolutions in January. I am like that in January. In February, I did February reset. March, I'm doing an empowerment theme. Goals are year round. And sometimes you do need to step back, look at your surroundings and say, okay, what's working? What isn't working? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? Is the prize that I want still what I think it is? And realign yourself, and then you can move forward. So that's what the book is for. The book is to help people facing change by choice or circumstance to create the life that they want. And I always think it's not funny because when I think about everything that happened for my book to come out in January, 2 months before isolation, is like mind blowing. And then, so originally it's like, okay, you don't love your life, you have a choice. Now it's, okay, change has been thrust upon you. You also have a choice.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Eve, I'm going to just real quick pop your question up here. And I'm going to say this is a great question to go post over in our Facebook community. We're going to stick to the topic on this. So we have our Facebook group. Please go ask your question over there and we will be happy to get you answered. So this is where you go to our Facebook community and we'll get all your questions answered that are not related. If you have StreamYard related questions or tech related questions, please go ask them there. And I want to get you helped, but we want to stay on topic on this one. So
we're sticking with the goal.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So if somebody is wanting to get started, how do they, I'm assuming your book then starts them from starting point of their goal and kind of walks them through that process?
Well, yes. So the first half of your goal guide goes through the DEB method. And then the second half is strategies for success. And is now a good time for me to just do like a 3-minute what DEB is?
Go for it.
Okay. So, as I said before, you can't get what you want unless you know what you want. And it starts with D, determine your mission. When you think about the life you want, what does that look like? So the first step is visualization. From there, you want to write your current bio and then your future bio, because you need to know where you're starting and then where you want to go, right? Right. So we've got those 2 elements, and from there, you can work on your mission statement. So what is your mission? What is it that you want? And not just what you want, but who are you? Why are you the expert? And who are you helping? And what is it going to do to help others? So your mission is who you are, what makes you unique, what you want, and how it helps others. So, for example, my mission is to use my book, my systems, my communities, my coaching, my experience to help as many people as possible figure out what they want and how to get it so they can live the life they want. So that is my mission, which is really everything that I do. And from there, from your mission, you want a motto. So my motto is goal setting simplified. So everything that I create related to helping people figure out their goals, make a plan, turn it into reality, goes back to that goal setting simplified. And I don't know how much you can read, but it's a really easy to read book. And then we have worksheets and resources in the back as well. So it's really, everything is mapped out to make your plan. But that first segment, the determine your mission, that is really where it starts. And then once you have your mission, explore your options. That's the research phase. Okay, what you were talking about, I want to do all these things. I want to be this person, but I could do this, 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 and this. And for that, I have a tool, a task, an exercise. That's the word I call directed journaling, which is to set 3, 4, 5, 15-minute appointments with yourself where you're just going to free write the answer to a question or series of questions related to a certain topic. What do I want from life? I want to do this. Well, what does that mean? Well, what can I do? And then you basically just free writing every single option that you can think of that will turn your mission into reality. And the trick is to do this a few times. Don't read it until you've completed the exercise, because when you go back, you can find the common themes. You could think you wanted to do one thing, but you only mentioned it twice, but something else which was fleeting, or so you thought, you mentioned like 15 times. So this way you write out everything and see the ones that you're most drawn to, because that's what you're most passionate about, is what you're going to put the time and energy into it. So explore your options, figure out a couple things you could do, and then research to see what needs to be done to turn it into reality. And then from there, you decide on a destination. Brainstorm your path is what it sounds like. Write out everything you need to do, and then categorize them into professional and personal goals, long-term, short-term, benchmarks, tasks. Put everything together and then see how to best incorporate it into your life. So that is the short version. Thank you.
That's awesome. So with that, let's kind of shift a little. Now that everybody can go start their goals and get their shows going and get their business plans going, they've got that resource, because you know where to go get it. I'm going to put it up there on the screen again. Let's see. There you go. So go get that. That way you can get all of your planning your goals out. But from there, let's shift over to talking about your Twitter chat, that you do a Twitter chat and a live video, not simultaneously, but cohesively together. So which came first? Did the Twitter chat come first or the live video?
The Twitter chat came first. The Twitter chat started in January 2018, so just a couple months before Deb was, I wouldn't say born, but re-envisioned. We'll call it that way, because it's really, whenever I talk about it, I'm like, no, I've been doing this for 20 years. It just got the new name, which is me. But yes, because that year, my goal was to do 4 launches. And it's really funny if you think about so that's basically the goal I make each year, is I want to do 4 launches in relation to something that the goal space. So let 4 things out into the world. But this is, like I said, a few months before Deb was conceptualized and created. So how's that for like carts and horses and whatever? And so I've had the Right On Facebook group for actually I've had that since 2008. Right On Online started as a Facebook group that got converted by Facebook into a page, but they kind of left the groups hovering. Do you remember how Facebook did that?
Yep.
And about, I think it was 4 years ago, maybe, I said, it's time to bring Right On Online back in group form. So whereas the page is all about what are your goals for the week, what did you accomplish, here are resources, the page, it's got a daily thread. And it's Monday, what are your networking goals? Tuesday, goals. Wednesday is blog share day. Thursday is toot your horn. And Friday is photo Friday. I know I'm digressing. I will answer your question. So these were just every day you could go into the group, say what you're working on, make new friends, and develop community, which is wonderful, but not everybody is on Facebook. And I have been toying with doing a Twitter chat for years, and I believe I got the profile goal chat in 2013 or 2012. So there was a little bit of lag time between, so it was something that I had in mind, but it was like, okay, this is the year. My first launch this year is going to be my Twitter chat. And originally, it was just going to be office hours. I'm going to be on Twitter from 7 to 8 Pacific time on Sunday nights, and anybody who wants to hang out can hang out. Well, I got such a good response the first 2 weeks, and I'm like, I have to put more thought into this. This is not going to be a passive thing. And that's when I started. So it's every week starts with what was your biggest win last week? And then I ask a sub of it is how did you do on your health and fitness goals? And that question I added about a year and a half ago because one of my regulars said, hey, Deb, why don't you ask about our health and well-being? And I said, this is great. This is how things evolve. You listen to your community. So we start with what are your wins and then what are your goals for the week? And then we'll jump into a special topic. Now, once a month, it will be the monthly goals. And obviously the beginning of the year will be yearly goals, et cetera, et cetera. But most of the time we start with that and then we jump into what I started theming up my months. So this month's theme is empowerment. So last night's chat was on passion projects, and last week we did courage, and next week we're doing outreach. So all about empowering yourself, getting who you are out there. So we have the Twitter chat, and then on Mondays I will bring in an expert to do a deep dive into the topic. So today's guest is Bridget Jackson Buckley, who's another Mango Publishing author, and she's been a writer for years, but she's always had this dream of opening a bookstore, her passion project, that she finally brought into reality. And I'm like, oh, this is so the topic for you. So we're going to dive into, whereas last night we talked about what is a passion project, what is the value, how do you find time for it, and we're going to just do a deeper dive into what Bridget created and offer advice for people who we all have our passion projects. Even if we're loving our lives, there's always 1, 2, 3 things that we kind of side burner, back burner that you need to bring up to the front burner once in a while. So answer your question. Twitter chat started January 2018, and then last April, my publisher Mango said, hey, Deb, I love your Twitter chat. Do you want to do a Facebook Live show? And I said, okay, mostly because, well, I love to talk and I love people, but I have been thinking for maybe a year and a half of making my Twitter chat alive, and then it was the opportunity. So it goes back to the whole mission and motto thing. My motto, goal setting simplified, so everything I create is to connect with my community and develop relationships, helping people with networking, because you can't reach your goals on your own, you need your people. So it was the natural progression for my chat to come into a life. So thereby the people who aren't all big Facebook fans can connect and share their goals on Twitter every week. And the Facebook community can also jump into the topic via the live. So it works together really, really well. And then can I tell you the other really cool evolution of my group? So what I was doing is for the monthly goal topics, I would just do a wild card because there aren't that many screenwriters on Goal Chat, but I know a ton. So I would bring someone who would normally be a good fit for Goal Chat topic. That would be my monthly, it would be a wild card for the monthly goal post. And then in December, I decided to start 2021 early because I figured everybody had enough of 2020. And I'm like, okay, what kind of party can I create that everybody can go to from home? And I'm like, oh, I'll just invite a bunch of my friends, because that's what you would do if you had a party, right? So December 1st, yes, that's what I named it, because I decided from that I'm starting every year in December. I had a Goal Chat Live party with friends from different aspects, and it was so much fun. I'm like, okay, this is my new beginning of the month chat. So I will bring a friend from my networking world, from my social media world, from my writing world, and it's amazing. Each one is better than the one before, because not only am I exposing my community to new friends, my friends are making friends with each other. So it's really just a fun, different way to do a live, because we want these to be fun, right? We want them to be engaging. We want to be add value. And you were talking about Clubhouse before. I love the idea of Clubhouse, but I love video. I like this.
I do too. Yeah, I've been trying over there. We've got a weekly clubhouse that we're doing for StreamYard over there. That's our live stream Q&A on Tuesdays. But live is still my favorite medium.
Yes, it's fun. And there's so many tools out there that it's easy. And I'm excited because you're going to be a guest next month and we're doing content. It's really easy. Where content's concerned, you find your content. So what is it? And I'm probably a little bit of an enigma because I'm a writer who loves being out there. I mean, I am
that is not the norm.
You hear about these introverted writers and I'm like, okay, you're an introvert. Tell me how that works. Because in years ago, I heard someone say, I write for the book tour. And I'm like, yeah, that's going to be
me. Yeah. You're like, I want to go see all the people.
I want to see all the people. And even though we've been isolating for the most part the last year, this has been the most social year ever in my life because I go to an international networking thing every Tuesday. I'm part of some groups in Canada and Boston Internet Marketers. So I am making friends everywhere. I have a friend in Scotland now. I mean, okay.
I love that. Yeah. The power of social media allows you to just expand way beyond your four walls, way beyond your city, your county. You can your possibilities are endless for where you can expand to.
Well, another thing that I frequently say is you can't reach your goals on your own. You need your community and you need your cheerleaders, you need your resources, and the people that you meet aren't necessarily your clients, but all of your people know people. So getting out there and meeting new people, I now, I was invited to a sports networking thing that I went to a week and a half ago and it was fun. And then when we went into breakouts, I'm like, yeah, my sport in college was competitive speaking. And it wasn't like you're not a sports person. It was like that's so cool. So you never know what connections you're going to make. You need to try new things.
And you have to put your intentions out there into the universe, because if you don't put them out there, then you may miss that perfect opportunity. It may be that you're looking for a new job, but if you don't tell everybody that you can, I understand if you've got a current employer that you're trying to keep that on the down low, but if you get beyond that current employer circle and can tell as many people as you can that that's what you're looking for, if you have a live show and you're looking for guests, if you don't tell people that you're looking for guests, they're never going to know, and you may miss that next perfect opportunity. So you've got to put that stuff out there into the universe.
I could not agree with you more on that. And there's a trick. Even if you're looking for a job and you're out in the world, but you don't want to say it, all you have to do is just amp up your level of expertise. Oh, my passion is this. I do this for this company, because you might have someone come up to you and say, you're really good at this. Is there any way I can entice you away from your employer? You don't know.
Right. That's exactly it. Yeah. So you've got to get active. You've got to be out there in front of everybody. So we kind of went over what made you decide to do the combo. What have you found are the biggest benefits of doing your Twitter chat and your live stream, with the conversations kind of being almost not the same, but the same topics and really going hand in hand with each other?
Well, it's fun because they're different. And I think a big part of it is the medium of it. So my Twitter chat does not have guests. My community is our, the people in my community are the guests.
Yeah, they're your participants.
They're my participants. And the timing it's Sunday at 7, so it's not a good time for a lot of people. But when you start a Twitter chat or a live show, you want to find what is a good time, not just for your community, but for you.
Right.
I think my first year I had a couple of chats that I wasn't there. So I did skip weeks. But I'd say in 2019, I discovered I could pre-tweet if I couldn't be at a chat. And then I would let my regulars know, and then, say, sorry, I can't be here tonight, but the community will take care of you. So I haven't missed a chat in 2 years, because if I'm not there, I know my community is going to welcome and take care of new people. So it's the Twitter chat, a lot of it is that whole, what are my wins? What am I working on? And it's, even though the topics are what draws the new people, what keeps people coming back are the ability to check in, share what they're working on, or say, yeah, I need to find a new job. And then someone will pop in, I'm an HR coach, how can I help you? Or what industry are you looking for? Or do you need tips on that? So a lot of that interaction it's a benefit of having a supportive community be the same place at the same time every week. The benefit of the live show, well, for me, I get to hang out with my friends and let people watch, but it's also a lot of fun for my guest and for the community to just pick up a new thing here and there. I've had guests on the show, and most of the people I would say are people that I know or I've met or I've been introduced to. So I have not had anybody come to my show that wasn't at the very least a warm lead, warm intro. So for me, I get to discover new things about friends as well. So it's really the let's meet each other, let's talk about this. We're going to share information, but more than sharing information, it's the guests sharing their experience in relation to the topic and in offering advice. And then, of course, because everything works together, it comes back together in a blog post. So once a month, I will do at the beginning of the month a goal post and a recap, but most of the recap together. And then, of course, it goes up on YouTube and shared everywhere. And, that's how we do things in social. One bit of information you share to the universe so people can consume it where they want to consume it.
Yes. I love that you brought that up too, because so you're taking your weekly, you start with your kind of monthly topic. And from there, you've broken it down into what you want to have for each week for your Twitter chat, to roll that over into your live with your guest, who you're going to have. Then you're going to take that and create that into a blog form content. You're going to put it out onto YouTube. So this is where we said, guys, don't overcomplicate your process. Create that roadmap and that plan, the same as you're doing for your goals, do for your strategy of all of your content, and start to seamlessly create this system. Because when you create that system, it's going to work for you instead of you working for it.
It's so true. And I'm going to add another layer of things people can do. So, and I don't do this every month because it's not humanly possible or sustainable. But I'd say every month or every other month, I will also do a monthly posting theme along with what I am doing. So February was February Reset. So I posted a February Reset goal on my LinkedIn and my Instagram and my Facebook and Twitter. So on top of the reset goals with the chat topics, that was also out there as well. So and that's when you batch your content. I mean, that's what we do, right? So beginning of the week, I would write out, and I'd like to say I planned the month out in advance, but I will say I debbed it. So I brainstormed everything that I wanted to do, looked at the calendar. I did a couple things that tied in with special days of the week, but mostly it was looking at the week's progression. So I believe the first week in February, I did a lot of Deb method stuff, bio, mission, motto, those sorts of things.
Right.
And then the second week was cleaning up, clean your space, get the fresh perspective, and then just fun things about, what aren't you working on? That's today's reset goal, or do something nice for someone else. So a lot of things all because when you help others, you're helping yourself, right? So all on the theme of February Reset, all with the hashtag, again, tying into the theme of the month, which I'm doing for my goal chats as well. So everything works together. And when you start thinking of things in that big picture kind of way, then, why not?
Yeah. And I think what's great about this is all of these systems are systems that you can use whether you're an entrepreneur whether you're working for somebody else, whether you're creating your goals and your strategies and your plans for your gaming channel, whether it's a hobby, a business, it all works to create the system and this plan.
It does. And that's, and I always say you should work on things that you're passionate about. Clearly, I am very passionate about this. And this is one of the reasons is a lot of goal setters, goal setting experts out there, they tell you how to achieve your goals, but very few are like me who say, okay, if you want to achieve your goals, you need to put the foundation in place. And I'm going to tell you, this is how you do it. You start with the what you want, and we can use it for live stream. Okay, determine your mission. What is your mission for your live stream? What is your mission for yourself, for your business, for your side hustle, for whatever it is, and see how those two work together. Explore your options. Okay, I want to do a live stream show, but I don't know what to do. So you do the directed journaling and then figure out if you want to do it as a solo show or with guests or whatever you want to do. Just do your directed journaling, get everything out of your head, use that to assess what is possible, and then make a plan, turn it into reality, and then set yourself up for success. We haven't even talked about that part. Can I?
Yeah, go for it. Success is like, that's the best part.
Well, it is the best part, but if you don't know what you want, you can't get it. So you do have to do that legwork. And I love to-do lists. I love the pen. I love paper. I love electronic calendars. I know a lot of people say, oh, you need this software and that software. You need paper, a pen, or a computer document. Or what I will do for my to-do list is I will do my monster to-do list and categorize. What you do is write out everything you need to do for the week, and then I will type it into a calendar appointment. So my list is wherever I am. So it's either on my phone or on my notebook, which is usually attached to me, to be honest. And then from there, so you write everything out, categorize it. So I have one for client work, I have one for book work, one for outreach, and then ongoing, and just however many different things that you're doing, batch them up and then put in the calendar, and then, or your calendar appointment, and then look at your calendar and make appointments to do the things on your list. And I'm saying, yes, you normally will make appointments for work, but make appointments for things, for your passion projects, for your side hustles, for your goals, the things that you are building, the things that are not yet. Because even if you only have like an hour a week, that's fine. If you work on your live show for an hour a week, you batch it because you've got an appointment every Sunday to get all that content together, and then you're set for your show later in the week, and you, whatever it is, make your list, put your tasks in your calendar, and then do the things.
I love that you said that. And I love that you said put it on your calendar. I live and breathe by my calendar. If it is not on my calendar, it doesn't exist. And I would have friends who would be like, well, I'm trying to find time to do this. And I'm like, nope, stop right there. Go pick a date on your calendar and put it on there right now. And then now don't allow yourself to go, I can get to it later. I know it's on there, but it's movable. Live by that and make that a concrete thing that when it's on your calendar, that is when it's on your calendar.
Exactly. And I have like a 4:00 appointment every day that's basically Deb time. And it's, if I haven't worked on my goals by that time of day, and usually I have, because this is, I'm fortunate that goals is really, I still do some communications work, but primarily it's working with clients, doing workshops, outreach for the book, that sort of thing. And so usually by the end of the day, I've done something to move myself, my visibility forward, because that is my goal. I mean, I am the top female goal setting expert, but if you Google top goal setting experts, you just get men. So my goal is to be, when you Google, my name is up there as well. So
I love it.
Talk about sharing your big dream goals with the universe. Come and watch me, hear me roar, etc. So I have that appointment for myself every day. But my point is, every day isn't always feasible. So maybe it's once a week, maybe it's twice a week. So look at your calendar, look at your list, look at your life, and set, even if it's 2 15-minute appointments a week, or 2 30-minute appointments, or one work appointment in a chunk once a week. What works for you? Again, it's not what works for someone else.
Yeah.
It's what works for you. Look at that. And then when the appointment comes up, if something happens, you can move it, but you cannot delete it. And you need to put your appointment in for that week.
Yes.
Oh, and I've got one other trick. Well, I've got a ton, but another in this category is, after you've done your me appointment, write out what you accomplished. And it can be in the appointment, or I keep a separate document where every day I write one. I started it out as 3 to 5, but it's anywhere from 1 to 5 things that I accomplished, so I can track what I've done. Because at the end of the month, when you're not at your goals, but you're feeling like I'm never going to get there, you can look at your list and say, oh, but I did this and I did that, and I am making progress. So it's not just having a vision of the life you want, working towards it. It's making small changes that get you closer. And yes, if you can only have a little bit of time each week, it's going to take you longer. But if you keep doing it, you're going to get there. So just keep doing the things.
I love that you said writing it down at the end, because it's so similar. It's, when people start exercising or dieting or working out, and we say, take progress photos, because they'll be 3 months into it and go, I haven't made any progress and there's no change. And suddenly they take that second photo and hold them side by side and they go, whoa, oh, there has been. Okay. And so it's the same thing where if you're writing these down, that you're going to look at the end of the month and go, gosh, I just didn't get anywhere. I didn't get anything done. Now you suddenly look back and you go, wait, I did. Or maybe you didn't because it was an off month or something happened. Life got in the way, but now you can look at it and go, okay, I need to reassess my goals. Maybe this was not the right path. And now I need to go down this other way because I'm not getting there.
Okay, you get a gold star for what you just said, because you brought up something that's really important. Sometimes you just can't.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I have a client, and I used her example in the book. We were working on her book, and I gave her some advice and insights, and we were going to meet in a couple months, and I didn't hear from her. And I checked in, and it was radio silence. And then it was probably a year later, she said, Deb, I'm so sorry. I took on too much and I had to pause. But believe it or not, I've done everything we talked about and I'm ready to move forward. And can we set a meeting next month? So it was one of those, she looked at her life. Instead of beating herself up, she took a step back, took the break she needed, and was better for it. So sometimes you have to do that, and that's okay too.
Yeah, no, I think that's perfect. So you've incorporated live video into your strategy. You've been guests on many live videos. How important is live to your current business goals?
Well, it's very important, because one of the things that I do is I coach. So I have the book, I lead workshops, I do book events, whatever. What I really love is working with clients. And I'm also working on getting into businesses to do my workshops there as well. So and you know this as well, when you're looking to hire somebody, and I am a goal coach. There are a lot of different personal development coaches. I only know one me. I am focused on, we meet and we will figure out your mission. We will figure out what you need to do to make it happen and come up with a plan for you to turn your goals into reality. But if someone's going to hire me, they need to meet me. They need to vibe with me and say, okay, I met Deb. Deb is cool. She can help me. And that's important from one aspect. I have a client who said she's spoken to, I think, 5 or 6 coaches, and then went with me because she felt like I got her, that we had a connection. And I think live video does that in a way that nothing else can. The other reason I love live is, as I mentioned before, as a top goal setting expert, working continually on increasing my visibility to get that attainable goal. People need to see me, that I'm not just words on the page, that I have things to say, and the more live I do, the better the chance I have of someone saying, oh, I like that Deb person. I want to have her on my show, or I want to, the next time I need to interview an expert on goal setting, I get her. She knows her stuff. I want to reach out to them. So it's for both elements.
I think that's perfect. You know, they say the old marketing adage is people are going to buy from those that they know, like, and trust. They've got to get to know you, they've got to like you, and they've got to trust you. And live video allows part of that connection to happen.
It does. And it's really, so the beginning of so my book came out in January. By March, you couldn't go anywhere. So I had my little live book tour. I did an event the last week in February, and then it was like, okay, no one can go anywhere. And a week later, not even a week later, one of the chambers of commerce that I frequently speak to live said, hey, will you do a lunch and learn? And webinars was always on my radar, but I didn't do that many of them until last year, when it was the only thing you can do. So the comfort level of doing lives is also going to help you when you do workshops, when you do speaking. I was looking at my calendar this week thinking, wow, I only have my regular stuff and only a couple extra things this week, which means I could work on building I have more Deb time this week, because since the beginning of the year, I've been doing everything I can to just get out there and help motivate people and help them reframe their goals. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can do a Deb goal, that one of my, non-visible projects that I've been working on. So it's all really the balance, but you need to be live and you need people to see you. Having your picture places isn't enough.
Right.
You need to have that interaction, relationship development. And you said before, we haven't seen each other in a few years, but isn't it like last week? Because we just are chatting like it's nothing.
Yeah, and it really has. It's probably been 3 years since we last saw each other in person. And we've liked a post or commented on a thing here or there, but we haven't had a conversation. But live allows you to pick it right up and jump right back in.
And it's fun. And it's fun. And this was something someone said on my February goal party, said, Deb, because I know you, when I read your book, I hear your voice in my head. And I'm like, that's all I want.
I love that. Well, sadly, we are coming up at the top of the hour. Oh my gosh.
I could go possible.
I don't know. I could go on for at least another couple hours on this topic, but we want to give everybody a chance to win their own StreamYard mug and be able to take that. These things are awesome. They hold a ton. They are like soup bowl mugs. So yeah, or really good ice cream mugs.
See, I have my StreamYard pillow.
Yay.
But I personally do not have the mug, but I do.
You will have a mug.
This is like, oh, I will? Oh, good.
Yes.
I mean, I was kind of a little bit.
It's already on its way.
Is it? But I'm telling you, my cute little, I feel like I should, say thank you, because I do enjoy my StreamYard pillow. I mean, and it's like this, okay, this is great. I know we have to pick a winner.
Yeah.
I talked about visualization. Don't just think about the life you want. Create something that's a physical manifestation of what you want. So if your goal is to be live stream queen, then maybe you want your picture next to the StreamYard friend. Oh, you have one there. He's right behind you too.
Yeah.
Or you want your podcast listed amongst the best podcasts. Go into Canva and create something that shows your podcast, or put your name on the top of the bestseller list. Yes. Whatever visualization you want, it's keeping your eye on the prize. And again, only you know what that is. So create it, look at it, and it will also help motivate you.
Yeah. So I think everybody's kind of had a chance to get in there and throw the hashtag in. We will hopefully have an amazing contest drawing tool available soon. I know it's in the works, it's in development. They're working out all the details. So hopefully that will be coming soon. In the meantime, Deb is going to randomly grab one of our people who put in the hashtag Love StreamYard and pick them as a winner.
Okay, I'm like the magic ball, and we're stopping at American English Guy 2.
Okay, awesome. So
Wait,
there we
did
go.
he write a guess? There we go.
Yep. Yes. So if you can email us at marketing@streamyard.com, we will mail out your mug to you. Just put your address in there and say that you won the mug on Livestream Impact. So email marketing@streamyard.com. And I need to make a banner for that one. I haven't done that one. And that way you can get your mug. We'll get that mailed to you. So congratulations. With that, we've got just a couple more minutes. I want to run through real quick and tell everybody tomorrow we will have Tech Talk with Daniel. So that is I'm on Central Time, so I have to convert all of this. That is 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You'll have to convert it for the rest of the time zones, wherever you're at. Wednesday, we have had StreamYard Connect with Ross Brand. I do not know for sure if we got one this week. We'll have it posted if we do. Thursday evening. we'll put it on the page. I've got to get all these written down for me. We will have StreamYard Spotlight with Dana and Kelsey. This Friday, because we rotate every other Friday, is Learn with StreamYard or Coffee with the Ducks. This Friday is Coffee with the Ducks, where you get to meet one of our StreamYard employees. And Saturday, we will have StreamYard Reviews with Christian, and Sunday, our Town Hall. So we have an awesome lineup of shows almost every day for you. So we have something that's and every show is different. And that's the awesome thing about it is, again, we're able to bring you something different that we want to help you level up your streams and level up your business and be better at what you're doing. So with that, Deb, I want to finalize this off with, tell us if you could go back in time to when you first started with live video, what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself?
I'm going to go back to the, oh goodness, there's so many different things. I would say batching, because one thing that I have been doing is I was batching by the week, and now that I'm doing monthly themes, I'm batching by the month. So once a month, I am going through and creating all of my artwork, creating my bios, getting everything together and theming things out. It really makes a difference, because not only is it easier for me, the consistency factor, and I love, you've got the different shows every day. You're like your own TV channel, which is perfect. You know what's going on every day. With your live show, if you know what's going on each week, who your guests are, what you're going to talk about, anything that you can prepare in advance in terms of graphics and notes and links, it's just going to make it easier for day of show to put everything together and get you rolling. Yes. Because the fun, like all of your goals, your live stream show should be fun. So whatever it is you can do to take all of the, I don't want to say grunt work, but all of the prep work, that's better, out of it, so the experience is more fun for you and your guests, you're gonna already level up. So there you go.
Awesome. Perfect. I love it. Everybody, I will be back next Monday. Our guest is Chad Ilya Peterson, who has created the most off-the-wall guest show I have ever watched that is called Sub-Pellucid. So he is going to be, he's hilarious. It's going to be an interesting show next week. So you're going to want to tune in. Lord only knows where that one's going to go with Chad. So I'm excited for it. I have become a victim of being a guest on his show. So next week I will also be a guest on his show. And I say a victim because that is how we've all said, we're like, you're up on the chopping block. So, because it is truly the most off the wall show I've ever watched. And I'm excited and nervous to be a part of it.
Oh, so. I am sure it will be awesome. And this is so much fun. Thank you again for having me on here. And thanks to everybody who's watching. And if we're not connected, please connect with me. join my groups, grab my book, and reach out, because my goal is to help you reach your goals. So
where is the best way to follow you on social?
Oh, see, I guess I should have waited for that question. You find me on LinkedIn is really the best place. I'm at the Deb Method everywhere. So at the Deb Method on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're reading my book, please grab my book and join the Your Goal Guide Facebook group and the Write On Online Facebook group as well. And then say hi, and this is where we met. Oh, and thedebmethod.com. You can find everything there. I probably should have just said that.
Let's see. We're going to add that one real quick. At the Deb Method.
Yeah, or thedebmethod.com.
Okay, perfect. Well, with that, guys, happy Monday. Go make good choices. Go be awesome. And I will see you next week.
Thank you so much. Everybody, go for your goals. You can do it.